Welcome to another travel product review. Today we're going to review the Biscayne Bay Celebrity Homes Sightseeing Cruise. And before we get started, I want to mention that all our reviews are favorable. What we like to do is look at this listing in the eyes of a customer visiting it on Get Your Guide by looking at the pictures, the text, and the reviews and provide feedback of what we think might be in their head when they come across this listing. We'll also put a 10-minute timer. We won't try to go past that. All right, let's get started. Oh, put the timer on. Let's get started. Now, the first thing I always like to do is just look at the title and see and read the title. So the first thing is Biscayne Bay Celebrity Home Sightseeing Cruise. And this says Miami. So I know a lot of these tours in Miami go through Biscayne Bay. They see the celebrity homes, and it's also a sightseeing cruise. I think I would just tweak it a little bit so that way it's not the 3 points there, because Biscayne Bay is one, celebrity homes is another, and sightseeing cruise is a third. It's a little bit too much to grab in the title, in my opinion. So this listing could be tweaked a little bit and shortened. The next thing I like to do is kind of look at the pictures and see if the pictures match the title. So we're going to do that. Now, 4 pictures does seem a little light. I would like to see about 13 to 15 pictures, and that way it kind of gives me a better understanding of what to expect. So they have this boat that's cruising through the bay. I see this other picture of some people looking out on the water. I like that blurry background. I like this drone shot of another boat, the Island Time here. It's a nice shot. I wish it was a little further to catch more of that background there. And then it gives you an idea of where it goes. Now, I like this in this listing. A lot of companies don't put the listing or the map into the photos. I like that. And so that's all the photos. Now, I would like to see 13 or 15 photos. I like to see the insides of the boat so that way people can get an idea. I like to see maybe a ticket booth or where they check in or where they go, the boat at the marina. That will help the customers understand where to go. But the pictures look nice. The next thing I like to do is always take a look at the activity provider, Bay Ride Tours. So this looks like the company who uploaded this listing is the operator of the boat. And I always like trying to make that connection, because I want to know if I'm dealing with the company itself or if I'm dealing with a third-party reseller. And then I kind of glance over and see 57 reviews with a 4.3. Now, already, before you even get to the reviews, you can make a couple of assumptions. The boat's going to be full. The boat's going to be the weather's going to be a factor, and it's going to be hot. That's kind of already, those are the expectations. But let's just continue with this listing. The next thing I like to do is about this activity. It's duration 1.5 hours. Skip the line ticket. When I see this, I know Get Your Guide has skipped the line. I'd like to see how that really plays out, because sometimes when you get there, you're just part of everything. You're just part of it. So I'd like to understand how that skip the line works. Live tour guide and wheelchair accessible. Now, I see wheelchair accessible on a lot of listings. I'd just like to see one picture that kind of shows that up above. Now, the next thing I like to do is just look at the different price points. So here I'm looking for, you got 18, you got adult, you got children, you got infants. So I always like to click on this, because if you know Get Your Guide, there might be some other packages that's not listed here, but that's included. So we're going to do that. But we're also seeing if there's any price difference, and here we go. We see a little price difference throughout the whole thing. So they're putting it on a discount, which is nice. And we'll just choose April 12th. And now we're going to come down here and say Biscayne Bay Celebrity Home Sightseeing Cruise. That gives you the meeting spot, and they give you a bunch of different times. And then for the adult, it's $18, which, if you know anything about the sightseeing cruise, that's an excellent price. And so $18 for a sightseeing cruise is very good. Oh, look, and they even tell you that's a $41% discount, so you know you're getting some savings. So I like how they position that, and even on the Get Your Guide, that even stands out. So how they're doing it is really good. Now the next thing I like to do is glance down at the highlights and just kind of take it in, because the highlights is what the company is saying, this is the most important to us. Soak in the scenic beauty of Miami's waterfront and its architectural marvels. Pass by Star Island, Hibiscus Island, Sunset Island, and the Venetian Islands. I know this area. Sunset Island, not sure I know which one that is. Keep a lookout for Icon of the Seas, the largest cruise ship in the world. I like that. They're pointing out, hey, take a look at that. Get a glimpse into the lives of the rich and famous and marvel at the skylines. I like that. Dive into the heart of Miami's cultural heritage with a bilingual commentary. And then here, if you know some of my videos, the formatting's correct. Head to the meeting point aboard a comfortable yacht before setting out on your Celebrity Homes sightseeing cruise. Navigate through the waters of Biscayne Bay and be captivated by panoramic views of Miami's skyline. Then take in the view as you sail past the opulent mansions dotted along the shorelines, a testament to the lavish lifestyles of the rich and famous. Choose to enjoy the journey from a climate-controlled comfort of the yacht's main level, or head to the top level for a breezy open air. I like what they did there. They're saying our boats have 2 options, and that's good. Listen to interesting bilingual commentary throughout the cruise, gaining insights from your knowledge. And then what's included is a Biscayne Bay sightseeing cruise, a live guide, and a bilingual commentary. What's not? Food, drinks, and tips. And then as you enter Bayside, go to the water and make a left at the Mojito Bar to the second staircase and make a right. The meeting point is directly behind Victoria's Secret. They described where to meet. And I've seen some other people just give an address. I like what they did there. They described where to go. And things to know before you go. This tour operates rain or shine. And that's good to know. Parking prices at Bayside Market meeting point start at $10 for 2 hours. A lot of people don't mention parking, and I think they did a good job by mentioning the important information. That's very valuable. And now we're going to go to the negative reviews. Now I want to share that I do not represent this company, nor do I represent GetYourGuide. I'm simply giving you my feedback. Remember, I said it's favorable. My feedback when I read the negative reviews, because I think a lot of times customers get upset on some details and some expectations that they should already know. So let's take a look at those negative reviews. So I'm going to come down here and just look at the negative reviews. So the view was very limited. There wasn't much to see, and the ship was completely full, and the seats were fully booked. Guide begged hard for tips. Now, when you're on a boat, the job of the boat is to make it affordable for everybody. So they try to get to capacity for their trips. Sometimes there's different times of the day that you can go, and that is something to expect, is that if you look at the capacity, they're trying to get to capacity. So it's really, are you comfortable with being around a lot of people? I think that should be on the person and the reviewer themselves. Let's take a couple more. We bought for a specific time, that is 5:30, and they made us board at 6:30, an hour later. The staff was not friendly. That is the one at the entrance to the boat. Now, when it comes to staff not friendly, you see that a lot throughout the whole thing. What the one point that you don't get to see is how friendly was the guest or the person doing the review. That's the one thing. And that's why sometimes when you look at some of these reviews, I wish there was a way that you can respond to them, reply, or that they get dropped off after a while. Because maybe sometimes the employee changes, and maybe that's not representative of all the employees. So it's just representative of that one instant, and sometimes we don't know if that employee was working, had something else they're doing, and the customer was trying to get their answers heard. Now we're going to look at the 3-star reviews. We're going to add that as well. And then we're going to kind of look here. The experience depends on the boat you board. The tour lasts around. So the tour lasts around an hour and 10 minutes. Be careful not to get in line without having to exchange your Get Your Guide vouchers at the pontoon. So I think this is good here, because if you're trying to make some edits to this listing, you can add some of these things. That the boat will be boat A, boat B, boat C. You have some options. And so that's important to know. The tour lasts an hour and 10 minutes. I'm not sure if everybody's looking at their watch. I don't know if that's there, but be careful not to get in line without having to exchange or Get Your Guide vouchers for the pontoon. I definitely think that none of these, all these, you have to exchange to Get Your Guide for some sort of pass. And I think that's important to know. And maybe that could be changed on maybe important information. They can just add that. So that way you don't have to look at the negative reviews. And that's what I think a lot of these companies do, is they go ahead and they upload their listing, and they don't go back and take some of those negative reviews and make changes to the listings to help answer some of those questions. And I think every tour operator should do that. All right. I hope that this was helpful. If you're the guest looking to take this, there's only a couple things to think about before making your purchase. If you're the tour operator, maybe you can make some tweaks and put some details from those reviews into the details just to make it a better experience. All right, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. And if you're interested in purchasing this, I'll put a link into the video's description. Otherwise, thanks for watching. And like I always say, I'll see you in the digital world.